The Wee Rovers are now known as the Giant Killers, after we beat both Hibernian and Hearts, under 21 sides of course, who are actually in the league below us, but we'll skip past that. So let's get into the episode and find out how we're getting on. This is episode 9 of Bottom Club to Top Club, where we try and take Albion Rovers from the lowest league in Scotland, expected to be in the relegation playoff, all the way to being winners of the Premiership. We're currently in our second season in Cinch League 2, and we're actually not doing that well. Since you left off where we played Elgin and Peterhead, where we lost 1, draw 1, we've went on to beat Hibernian 3-0, looking quite confident. And to continue that with a win against East Stirlingshire, 2-0, where Ryan Donnelly scored 2 goals. However, since then we've went on a 2-1 loss, again a 1-1 draw with Annan. We redeemed ourselves with Hearts, where we drew 1-1 but won on penalties. And we're heading into our game with Edinburgh City in a bit of a mixed bag for form. So actually in the league we've only won 1 game, drawn 2, lost 2, have a -1 goal difference. We're not looking that good up front, and I do think, as we spoke about in the previous episode, it is down to all the change. So our dynamics actually look pretty average at the moment, but at least we're sort of keeping that good managerial support. But team cohesion and atmosphere could go either way depending on results in these next few games. And right now it's pretty tough to pick the team because not everyone is really playing that well. So Aidan Smith, if we look at his form, 6.4, 6.6. Really, he shouldn't be getting chosen for this game. Who we'd normally have in his place on the left-hand side is either Mackenzie. Again, if you look at his form, 7.7, 7.6, so he definitely has to come into the side. David Wilson, our key player in that attacking midfielder centre role. But his form again, 6.4, 6.6. I didn't look at the wrong player last time, did I? No, that's funny, they're the same. Aidan Smith and Wilson are the same in their form reports. But in that case, Wilson hasn't really been performing to his best. But we don't really have someone to put in here instead. Johnston can play there, but it's not his best role. His form was better though in the last game where he played on the right hand side as a winger. But before that, again, it's a pretty mixed bag. He's had some good games and some bad games. But considering he was better in the last one, we should probably bring him on here. We then have Duthie, 6.4 again in the last match, and 6.9 before that, 7.6. Possibly that was a big game and he's not really up for the big games. But he has played pretty well in the league. One of those was as a wing back. So when he played his wing back role, he was at his best. And that could be a call to actually bring Birch up to that winger role, where he can play, but again it's not really ideal. If we look at his previous matches, he's pretty much played on the left all the time, with really good ratings, so I don't really want to change him. So we may keep Duthie in the side. We'll just have a quick look at who else we could bring on. Docherty's an option, but again, he hasn't really been playing that much for us, and maybe when he has, he's not played that well. Matt Perry, since he scored that first goal for us, he's been doing okay. We can't really expect too much from him at the moment. And Kyle Connor, who is our backup forward, isn't doing that great either. So I was thinking about maybe giving Brian Knight a chance. He's had a little bit of a sub appearance. And another thing I want to just quickly look at. So we have been really poor from set pieces this season. And I mean really poor. And I think that there's quite a big mistake that I've made so far. Our main defender, Elzabedi, 4-star, is 6'1". Our other defenders, which we just brought in, are playing really well. And are good. Again, we've got 3.5-star expected 4-star potential. 5'10". The backup to Robertson is Comerford, who are playing in midfield at the moment. 4-star again. Playing really well. Performing well. 5'10". Everyone in these leagues are playing with strikers who are 6'4". It's all about crosses and headers. The game's set up as well in this current iteration for crosses and headers. So we're going to have a real tough period in this first half of the season. And we may even have to bring in yet another defender at the halfway point who is a massive lump to save us. Whether or not we can actually get into those playoff places this season is a bit of a risk. And I'm not sure we're going to be able to do it with the current squad. even though all our defenders are playing really well. Look at these ratings. Anyway, I think we've spoken enough about the mistakes that have gone on. Let's look at how we get on in this match. Honestly, I would like to see at least a draw here, preferably a win, to just get our season back on track. Mackenzie gets his first chance there. He did play it to Donnelly, but Donnelly loses it. It just bounces off his chest. Kidd for Edinburgh City now comes forward, tapping. Gallagher is in behind our defence. He gets to the byline, plays it back, but we do defend well. Comerford plays it to Johnston, or to Riley, and out to Birch. Long ball to Donnelly, but again, Donnelly can't quite pick it up. And it just bounces back towards our side. Gallagher's got it now, tapping into Gallagher again. He's in our box, back to Kidd. This is going to be a goal. It is a goal. Robertson scores it. There's a little bit of hope that maybe he's offside, but he's definitely not offside. Edinburgh City seem pretty much in command of this game. McVeigh, one of our players, controlling that midfield, puts it to tapping and Gallagher again, both involved. And another shot comes in, it hits the post this time. Cowie just about boots it clear to the other side of the pitch, and now we have a chance here. Birch from the left hand side to Riley, into Duthie, who heads it, but it hits the post for us. There's no luck for us in front of goal at the moment. It's all dried up. We head to half time, 1-0 down. Again, not really good performances going on here. Maybe we've gone a bit too young with the squad, pretty much. Maybe the average age is somewhere between 20 and 17. I think we had one player there at 28, 28, 30, 3. The rest of them are a lot younger. Maybe that is just a little bit too much. Maybe we need a little bit more experience. The aim was to bring in these young players who all have massive potential and try and raise some funds by giving them the game time, but it does mean that we are a bit less consistent. Johnston is not doing well in that centre role. Duthie is not doing well on the right. There's question marks whether or not I should actually bring off Duthie on the right, put Johnston out there, which I think we will do. They've been absolutely terrible. We're telling them that. We're sending them back out. I expect more. We're going to start the second half. They better make a comeback. Otherwise, we're going to be 5 points off of the playoff spot, and we've only played 6 games. But again, we're cut open there by Edinburgh City, and it's just not looking good enough. I'm just going to go back to standard width. Play a higher tempo, pass into space. I'm even going to remove the distribute to flanks. I'm not sure that's working for us. And try going back to basics, because something is just not quite right here. I have a moment here. Robertson to Mackenzie, out to Donnelly, all the way up to Johnson on this right hand side. He gets the ball back to Wilson. Wilson gets into their box, turns around though, he's taken out by Toshney. We do get the penalty. This is a real opportunity for Donnelly to put this in, get another goal. He just about beats the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper did guess the correct way, but somehow we get it underneath him. We managed to go 1-1. Honestly, I don't think we've deserved to be 1-1. I haven't seen many highlights with us having opportunities at their end of the goal. But we do. We have another free kick here for Wilson. Fires it in. I think that may hit the post. Mackenzie now collects it. But Edinburgh City defend it well. I think we're going to have to make some changes now. We've got some tired legs. Nothing in. We have Aidan Smith, who we can bring on that left hand side. We've got Linus, who will need to get some game time, otherwise he will start to cause more issues. He's meant to be a star player, but at the moment he's not playing like a star player. And I think what we have to do is go attacking now and try and get this last goal. It could come back to haunt us. We've not been playing well up front, and we've been getting caught by balls over the top of our defence a lot. But Edinburgh City look like they're managing to control this game out. There's not going to be another opportunity. Somehow we managed to get 17 chances in that game, 10 on target. That is a lot. Not as much possession. We didn't have it many highlights, even though we were considered to have more of an XG. Very interesting. Based on that game, I thought, mate, did they all happen in the second half? I can't remember what these are at half time. Yeah, in the first half, we still had more chances and more on target. It's very interesting. At the moment, we're just having no luck up front, but Donnelly and Wilson had a better game. It's another draw, and to be honest, a bit of disappointment that we could only score from a penalty. Initially, when I chose this game to play, I thought because Airdrie had just been relegated, they were going to be up there with the favourites to go through. Instead, they're down there in 10th place. We're in 8th, and really we need to win. This is a 6-pointer for us. I'm more likely to get sacked at this point than to get us promoted. We need to turn this form around quickly. We need to start scoring goals. And this game away Airdrie is huge. You can see that we have no leaders anymore. Aaron Linus has fallen down the pack. He's now requested to be transfer listed. We've agreed to it. And the sooner we get him out the door, the better. We're making a couple of changes for this match. So Mahmood takes the place of Linus on that right of defence. So we've made a few changes to this one. We are going to bring Binny back in because Cowie has been awful. Mahmood takes place of Linus, who has that transfer request. Comerford falls back into central defence. Balmer will take his place in midfield. Wilson will drop into that playmaker role. Jenks, our own youth player, will come into that attacking midfield role. Mackenzie will stay on the left. Duthie will stay on the right. And Connell will be up front. Just before we played this match, we actually lost a game to Stranraer in between. That game was 4-2 in the end. We needed an own goal and a penalty to score ours. I'm going to try going positive from the off. We have been controlling the games. We have made a lot of chances. We've had a lot on target, but we can't put them away. And again, we could get caught here. We don't this time. We managed to defend it, and Connell picks it up. It's a ball all the way over to Duthie on that right hand side. He breaks free, gets in, but again, our shooting boots aren't there. It goes away to the post. And this is where we're dangerous because free kick comes in and we always seem to leak goals from free kicks. We do again. The game has it in for us at the moment. It's a different goalkeeper. Another free kick goes in. Normally it goes in from someone's head, but this time it's just straight on goal. You can see that we've had 7 shots, 3 on target. They've had 3, 2 on target. Somehow we're the ones that are behind. And we could be red carded here. And we are, so we've just received another red card. It's all going wrong. This series may be ending early. I'm going to have to bring Robertson back on. I don't have any other option than to take off Jenks and switch Comerford and Robertson back round. We're going to have to go at a more balanced approach. This could be an embarrassing result. This is going to see us drop to 9th in the table. If we lose here, Kutongo just runs past our players like they're not there. He receives it back again. Comes further down. Leighton now. Back to Kutongo. Bigger plays it into McGill, and McGill scores. It's 2-0. And we just seem to be carved open like there's no tomorrow. 2-0 down to the bottom club. We ended last season so well in the end that we thought we was building on it here. We've made a lot of changes. They're not really bedding in. A lot of them are young players as well. They don't seem to be cut out to really play against these teams. We could have made a massive mistake. I'm hoping still that it's just cohesion, that it's just atmosphere. The fact that we have no leaders. But we're going to send them back out in the second half. There's nothing really we can do. Every one of our players is... Only a few of them have actually had a good game lately. And they're on the pitch already. Adeloyd tried to play McGill there with that ball. We just look so open in midfield. I think that we have to try something different here. I'm going to drop these back into more of a 4-4-1. Comerford's now picked up an injury. And I'm just going to get rid of these roles and have very simple roles here. I think I'll also change Duthie to being a winger. And just as I'm doing that, we conceded yet another goal from a penalty this time. 3-0 to the bottom team. Our form's abysmal and we're leaking. That's now 7 goals in 2 games that we've conceded. We're now the bottom team in the league, 10th place. You can see how easily we're carved open there. That ball was played long from the left back position all the way over to McGill. He got in past their defence, now they have a corner. We concede from these a lot as well. This time we do manage to head it away somehow. Our goal kick goes back to them. Now Richie over to Bigger. Again, we're carved open way too easily. He gets in. Benny manages the save this time. This is not how I was expecting this second season to go. We're going to have a look at the club vision to see how we're doing on that front. Airdrie had 21 chances against us, 9 on target. We had 13, 4 on target. We gave away possession and they controlled that game, particularly in the second half. So we go into this with 8 games played, -6 goal difference, 7 of those scored in the last 2 games, and only 6 points. We are now 6 points off that playoff spot. Stenhouse Moor are running away with it, who weren't that much further ahead of us last season. You can see dynamics is now, the club atmosphere is pretty miserable. My support has now dropped to average. It was good. We're starting to fail to impress the players with the performance. Cohesion is still average. We need to grow this more to help with these two. Linus wants to leave, which we're happy to get him out the door. And you can see that we have still only won that 1 game in the league. A draw and 2 losses in our last 3. We now have a really tough couple of games, which we're going to show in the next episode. So Stirling, who got promoted last season, are against us in the Cup. They're currently 10th in League 1. They're on -14 goal difference. It would do us a lot of good if we could beat them away in that Cup. We then have Forfar, who are in 3rd. In between, our game with East Stirlingshire, who are in 8th in League 2. So in the next episode we will show that Stirling game and the East Stirlingshire game. Do a little bit of a cup special. We need to win this to achieve our club vision aims of meeting the next round. I've dropped down to a C+ on manager performance as well. Very disappointed with the recent matches. They were okay with these ones, but the 3-0 loss and the 2-1 loss to Stenhouse Moor is particularly low, so they didn't even mind the 4-2 loss against Stranraer, which is curious. My job security is still stable at the moment, but I'm not sure for how much longer. We've got to turn this form around quick if we're going to try and achieve any of our goals for this season. We're already in October. In our team report, the analysis believes that we are good in defence, which I would debate, and only okay in attack. Whereas we had a really good striker last season on top of his form in Donnelly. It's all gone off for him and he's not playing to his maximum potential, and somehow we need to turn this round. So this is where we're going to leave this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's a tough one. If you have enjoyed it though, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.